Hello my dear students. In this video we will discuss the topic Santhals. This is the topic of class 12th history chapter number 10, colonialism and countryside. In the previous video we discussed about another community of the countryside, that was the Pahadis. The Pahadis who lived in the region of Rajmahal Hill in the state of today's Jharkhand. As I told you in the previous videos that those Pahadis people were motivated by the British East India Company to live a settled life, to cut down the forest and lived a settled life, so that there should be a regular source of revenue for the company also, and it should be easier for the company to govern them. But when those Pahadis denied to did that, then the company started to be looking for another source of revenue and another community to get settled at that place. And that community they got in the form of the Santhal community. So now beta we study about the Santhal community, who were those, how they came to the region and what was their story in the region. Santhal community was mainly the pastoral kind of the community who keep on moving from one place to another, means they don't live the settled life. They were looking for a land to live a settled life. And in the year 1780s, they entered into the region of Bengal. And when they came in the region of Bengal, then the Britishers invited them to live in the foothill of the Rajmahal Hill and clear down the forest and started practicing the agriculture in that region. The Zamindars also motivated them, they hired them, give them the money to do the work. And the Santhal community itself was looking for a land to get settled and did the agriculture practice. So they got the land in the foothill of the Rajmahal Hill. Initially they were resisted by the Pahadis people, but when these Pahadis people were forced by the colonial government as well as by the Santhal community and the Zamindars, then they were forced to move deeper into the Rajmahal Hill region. Deeper into the Rajmahal Hill region means the region to the upward of the Rajmahal Hill, the region which was dry, barren and rocky, the upper side of the hill. And now when they move to that region, to more interior of the hill, now they get a confined area to live. And these Pahadi, it became difficult to the Pahadi people to live in that region, because now their source of food also reduced. Earlier they practiced the shifting cultivation, means they cultivate on one land and when they harvest from that land, then they move to another land and leave that land to regain its fertility. But now they have the limited land, because the lower part of the Rajmahal Hill was occupied by the Santhal community, who were favored by the colonial government. That's why now the Pahadi people have the confined area to live. Now beta come again to the Santhal community. As I told you, they came in the region of Bengal in 1780s. And when they were invited by the Britishers to come in the foothill of the Rajmahal Hill, they came in that region in the year 1800. Now why Britishers can invite them? As I told you, because Pahadis refused to cut down the forest. And then only this Santhal community appeared for them to be the ideal settler to that land, who can get the agriculture practice on that land. So by 1832, the Santhal community got the land from the colonial government, which was, the land was named as the Damine Ko. What is Damine Ko? It was the land given to the Santhal community by the colonial government to did the agriculture practice, to clear the forested area. That was the forested land. It was given by the colonial government to Santhal community to clear the land and started doing the agriculture practice in that land. The area was demarcated by the colonial government. How it was demarcated means it was separated from the plain area where the villagers or the zamindars or the settled community live who did the agriculture practice, as well as it was also separated from the Pahadi people area, means the upper side of the Raj Mahals. So in the between area, the land in between the settled people and the Pahadi people was given to the Santhal community, and the land was given the name as a Damine Ko. That was the demarcated area, the marked area. So now see the estimate. In the year 1838, around 40 Santhal villages were there in the region of Damine Ko, and around 3,000 people live in the region, which rose by the year 1851 to around 1,500 villages, and the population increased to around 82,000. Means after started living the settled life, the Santhal, when there was a huge increase in the population of the Santhal people and their villages. Now as the cultivated area expanded, as the cultivation expanded, the source of the revenue for the Britishers also increased, and they keep on imposing more and more taxation on the Santhal community. And because of the heavy taxation imposed on the land, apart from that, for doing the agriculture work, the Santhal community also took the money from the money lenders, as well as these zamindars. When came to take the revenue from these Santhal community, they tried to extract more revenue from them. Because of all these oppressed activity, now the time came when the Santhal community started revolting, and a great revolt of the Santhal took place in the year 1855-56 era. Okay, in this year the Santhal revolt took place, and by this revolt now the thing get cleared in the mind of the colonial government, as they were thinking earlier that it was difficult to control the Pahadis people, because they don't live a settled life. They don't. That's why they want to convert them to the agricultural settled community. Now they understood that the Santhal community, they start living a settled life, and started practicing the agriculture. Now still when they revolted, now it became clear in the mind of the colonial government that it is also difficult to control the settled people. Now for calming down these revolted Santhal community, now what the British did for favoring them, they granted them a separate Pargana. Because earlier when these Santhal communities, the people of the Santhal community can't be able to give the revenue, to fulfill the revenue demand by the colonial government and by the zamindar, their land was taken away. The land which was cleared by them from the forest and turned into an agricultural land, that was taken away from them, which made the Santhal community to revolt. So now to calm down them, the British government gave them a separate Pargana. Pargana means a village type, a bigger village region, which was granted to them to live there. So this is all about the Santhal community. Okay, who were the Santhal, how they came to the region, how they started practicing the agriculture, and why they revolted. Now we discuss another topic, that is the Buchanan account. Who was Buchanan? Buchanan, as I told you in the previous video also, the full name of the man was Francis Buchanan, and he was the British physician who came to India as the physician of the Lord Wellesley. And when he came here, he lived for some time in India, and here he was hired by the East India Company to do the survey of the region. And while doing the survey, he also wrote the account what he saw in the region. So now in this topic, what we study, while studying the account written by the Buchanan, what things we have to take care, or how to handle the account written by the Buchanan while we study it. Should we rely totally on what he wrote, or we should be careful while handling that account while reading that account? So while reading the account written by the Buchanan, we have to keep in our mind that he was not moving from one, he was not traveling from one place to another because of his desire only, or because of his love for the landscape. He was moving because he was hired by British East India Company. So that's why he have to fulfill the motive for which he was hired. He was, and his journey was also financed by the company. While he moved from one place to another, he had along with him the many people who took, who were carrying the other livelihood things, like the Buchanan moved in a palanquin, पालकी जो होती है उसमें move करता था, and carrying with him all the food stuff and other loadings like the beddings and other material. So all these things need a money. That money was given by the company. So he was financed by the company to take his traveling. That's why why the company financed his traveling, because the company at that time was looking for the natural resource which should be commercial valuable for them, so that they can earn from it. While reading the Buchanan account, we read that he observed the stone, rocks, different strata of the soil, different layer of the soil. Means he mentioned about even about the stones, rocks which he found while he was traveling. Even he studied the layers, the strata of the soil. Why he do such a minute study? He did such a minute study because for finding out the commercially valuable natural resources. He was searching for minerals and stones which were commercially valuable for the company. He also record in his account about the iron ore, granite, etc. He also observed the local people, how they make the salt, or how they did the mining, and how they mine the iron ore. All these things are mentioned in his account. Apart from that, he wrote how it could be transformed from the productive crop to cultivate. Means he also mentioned in his account that which crops are commercially valuable, which should be cultivated or which should be not. While he was traveling, he also wrote the trees which he noticed. He wrote about them, about those trees which were commercially valuable, and he also wrote that the trees which were not commercially valuable and which should be cut down. So all these things show that why he was writing, or why he was traveling and writing for the giving the commercially valuable account to the Britishers, so they know about the natural resources of the country. And we also came to know from his account that he was also critical about the forest dwellers' lifestyle, and he preferred that these forest dwellers should transform their life from to the settled agricultural community. So all these, this is all about the Buchanan account. Who was Buchanan, why he did his traveling, and what he wrote in his account, and how one should handle his account while we read it. We should not fully trust what he have written. We should examine it critically. Thank you all.